Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out of stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can't. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Still got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I hope everybody had a blessed, amazing weekend. If not, I'm sorry. I hope you have a great week this week. I hope everybody's just feeling good, man, and feeling well. Is my camera a little blurry to y'all? Let me hold on. I don't know why I be doing that, starting out all blurry and stuff. Hopefully it's all clear now. But yes, got the notification. God bless you and family, TD. I'm glad you did. They still ain't sending it out to everybody, but it's all good. Ain't nothing gonna stop what we're doing. So listen, y'all, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, man. We're gonna go ahead and build around Tua Tagovailoa, and I want you to try. I want you to try. And this isn't a game. This isn't me playing around. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to build around Tua Tagovailoa. Build a great team around them. We already did a lot of work on this. Y'all know let me see. Let me go from a window standpoint. Y'all know the spreadsheet that we've been working on for quite some time now. We're going to build around them, but I want you to build around them. If you dare, I'm going to drop the link in about 5 minutes, and I want you to build around them. And I want to know how you all would build this team. Now, what are we going to be using? Okay. There's a lot of, this is what we're going to be using. Let me go ahead and share this as well. Let me hook y'all up real quick. Chrome window. We're going to go to the PFF free agency. We're going to use this. They find it. Everybody say, TD, what happened to the build around Tua? Why did we stop? We didn't stop. We were waiting on PFF to finish the projected contracts. So I believe they're done now. I see a whole lot more than I did before. So I believe they're done. So now we can go, we can say, hey, you want a receiver? All right, let's put in a wide receiver, and you should get all of them. You should get all the receivers that's available. Look at me just going, even down here. Look at that. All of them with what their projected salary is. This is what we're talking about. All of them. Look at all the projected salaries on here. So now we can have the fun that we want to have. And we could talk about these receivers too. See what's the best options, the type of receiver we should go to. Let's have fun. This is what it's all about. This is what we've been waiting on. I'm going to drop the link again in a moment. I want you to come in. Hey, listen, don't come in here playing around. If you really want to build around Tua and tell us how you would do it, be ready, man. When we're about business, we want this to run seamlessly. We want to have good conversation about why we're getting certain players, who we should get, all of that good stuff, man. So I just dropped the link. I'm just going to say it like that. Let's build around Tua Tagovailoa, man. I'm excited to see what some of you all would do with this team, at what positions. Let's fill these holes. Let's fill these positions. If you dare, I'm all down for it. Let's do it. But let's see if anybody comes. Everybody always got something to say on what they do. Then when it's time to actually build around them and put the team together, let's see who shows up. Let's see who shows up. But hit the like button on your way in regardless. Let's get the likes up. Let's try to get 100 likes. So let's go on a quick like campaign as some people make life decisions on whether they want to come in and build around Tua or not. So hit that like button now. Appreciate it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not the age of 18, unfortunately, I can't have you on the screen. So please forgive me. Nothing against you. It's just that YouTube rules, policies, and procedures. I've gotten some flags for having certain accounts that's of a certain age on. So you got to be careful about that stuff. So if I see you backstage and you're a kid, unfortunately I can't have you on unless you're with your parents. So there you have it. All right. I'm too shy to come on. It's all good, man. Oh man, GG, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro? I've been waiting for this.
You've been waiting on it, man. Listen, man, we're not doing no trading. We ain't doing no trading.
No trades, that's fine. But trades will make it even better. But
I know.
No trades, that's fine.
This is just the basic. Let's build around Tua Tagovailoa. So you're the first one up, man. So that's interesting. And you know what I like about you being the first one up?
What's up?
You're not a Tua guy.
Nah,
so
but
you're really gonna try hard to actually see what you can do to build around him.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
So
I'm gonna do it like I do Madden.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now this is gonna be a rinky dink version, something we made on our own, but hey, we do the best we can over here, all right?
No, you do a great job. So we gonna work with it.
Appreciate that, homie. All right, man. Let me pull it up. Where did my screen go? Oh, y'all give me a second. Make sure I'm gonna have to pull it up again. All right, there we go. I think I got it now. All right, window. All right, here we go, man. So you're familiar with this sheet already, and we've been through it, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yep.
Yeah, so we got a lot of question marks. How would you like to build around them? Would you like to go priority first, or just start with the quarterbacks and work our way down? How would you like to do it?
We can go offensive line first.
O-line. So you want to start down in the O-line. So as of right now, what we had decided as a group is that we keep Robert Hunt at right tackle.
Not like that.
We were trying to figure out the right guard, excuse me. But we were trying to figure out the right tackle position. Are we going into free agency, or is one of these guys down here with depth going to fill that role? Are you going in free agency, the draft, or are we going into free agency or the draft, or what we already got on the roster for your right tackle position?
For the right tackle or the left guard?
Right tackle.
We going free agency.
All right, so we're going to go into free agency for the right tackle position. That's all good. All right, let's do it. So we're talking right tackle here. Let's go ahead and let's pull it up. Do you have in mind anybody in particular?
Who they got? Because I'm thinking more like Orlando Brown.
Let's see. Here we go. Let's go tackles. Give me a second. I'm gonna filter it out. Let me get rid of this wide receiver one. All right, so we got tackles, man. All right, here we go. All right. So we're talking right tackle right now. Let me find. All right. So you got guys like Orlando Brown. You got Dwayne Brown. Well, first off, I'm trying to figure out: are you trying to spend some big money and get a solidified guy?
Money.
Big money.
We spending big money. Big money.
All right. So you pretty much have Orlando Brown. You have. Let me see. That's a left tackle. You got Morgan Moses. For the Jets. Let's see here. You got some of these guys aren't gonna cost as much. You got Trent Brown. See, once we get down here, we're talking about swing players, bro. I'm gonna be honest. The market is just thin at right tackle.
But you know what? I like because Orlando Brown Jr. played right tackle for the Ravens. So I would either go Orlando Brown as a right tackle because he wants to play left tackle, but he only wants to play left tackle because he wants the big money. But since Tua is a lefty, right tackle would be the blind side. So you would actually be paying him, the contract that he probably wants.
So you would go Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown.
So you understand the price tag that we're looking at.
That's fine.
All right, $21 million a year, bro.
Okay.
All right, let's put it in on our sheet. All right, so I want you to be thinking about left tackle if you're going in a draft or you're going in free agency or we're going with somebody we already have as I insert that in for us, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see here. Start thinking through right tackles, and everybody in the comment section, I want you to think about that too. They say he's not leaving KC. Listen, he's a free agent right now. Money talks. They haven't re-signed him on a deal, so he's available. All right.
Even if we don't pick him, we could still go Trent Brown. So, but Orlando Brown is seen as though he hits free agency. We're gonna say Orlando Brown.
All right. All right. And that's $21 million a year we saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
That's fine, because how much money we got? Like 80 mil?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Spotrac, it says 64, but that's only because we've been signing all of those guys.
Right.
All of those $1 million guys that probably ain't gonna make the team anyway. Mm-hmm. So our starting point where you want to really start is let me see, 80 million, but that 80 million is already with the savings from the people that we cut and stuff. Okay.
Right.
All right. So Orlando Brown, $21 million cap hit. That leaves us with $64 million left. Now remember some of your priority needs. Are we going left tackle or center right now?
Let's go left tackle.
All right, left tackle it is, sir. Left tackle it is. All right. Let's see. So in a left tackle standpoint, we all know Teron Armstead. That's your top left tackle on the board. Then you have Dwayne Brown. But remember, once you get to Dwayne Brown, you are starting to get to the middle of the road. This shows y'all too, there aren't many right tackles and left tackles that are great that ever come available.
Right. So we going Teron Armstead.
All right, man. This your mock. So he's projected a 3-year, $20 million average, $43 million guaranteed on the 60 million contract. So that's Teron T Armstead for $20 million a year. So let me go ahead and plug that in. So you want to talk center next?
Yep.
All right.
So what that leave us with, 40?
I'm putting it in now. But that leaves us with $44 million. Okay.
That's fine.
Yep. And you sure you want to go center next? I mean, well, hold on. That was the left tackle, right?
Because what I want to do is, that was the left tackle. I want to go to where as though we don't have no excuses for Tua. So if he doesn't ball out, it won't be because he don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, I understand that notion, but it's just still. I mean, I think we know where we're gonna end up with that, scratching our head like we can't figure it out. But okay, let's give them the best O line that we can. All right.
Right.
So now we're talking about center. Are we going big money or are we starting to calm down here?
We can see what the big money contracts look like, and then we can scroll down.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, so center position. Here we go. The top center you got is Ryan Jensen. Center isn't going to be as much money as I can see. Ryan Jensen is your best option. That's from Tampa Bay. And then it drops from there to Ben Jones, who's with Tennessee right now. And then there ain't many centers, great centers out there.
They not get as much money as I anticipated, so we're gonna go Ryan Jensen.
So you go ahead and get the best one you can.
Yep.
R. Jensen for $13 million a year on a 3-year deal.
Yep.
Definitely building him around Tua, huh?
Yep. He gonna need that time. We gonna make it Alabama Dolphins.
All right, we got $31 million left, and it looks like left guard. We had put that as competition with the people on the roster, so I'm feeling that we're gonna leave that alone, right?
Yeah.
And right guard, we got Robert Hunt. All right, so what position do you want to go to next? Do you want to stay on offense, go defense?
Offense.
All right, so are we talking about backup quarterback, or running back, a wide receiver, a tight end? Which one are we talking about?
Wide receiver.
All right, wide receiver. So we know we got D. Parker. That's a value contract. Waddle is in the building. Lynn Bowden is in the building. But we need a wide receiver, another number 1 wide receiver. We need a number 5 wide receiver and a number 6 wide receiver. Now, do we re-sign Mac Hollins or not?
Yeah, we can re-sign him.
So we re-sign Mac Hollins. First, let me pull up the receivers to see what his value would be in the open market if they have it. Because he's going to be down there. I don't know if they'll actually have it. But let's see. All right. So let me just click on Miami Dolphins to get to his quicker. No, Will Fuller's the only one. Is he restricted or something? And I'm missing it? Let me see. Am I spelling it wrong here?
I'm not even sure.
Maybe I'm tripping. Mac Hollins, is he under contract?
He might be. They might have gave him a deal.
Hold on, give me a second. Maybe I'm just spelling it wrong. Hollins. All right. So you doing this driving, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, I drive all the time, so I'm good. I know how to multitask. I'll be watching you driving, so you good.
Man, I'm typing it in. Hollins. Mac. Hollins. Yeah, it's not coming up. Ain't that about something? So y'all bear me one moment. I need to look up Mac Hollins real quick. Make sure they ain't sign him and I didn't know about it. All right, here we go. Spo track. Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent, so I don't see him signed at all. I don't know why he's not listed on here. So that's interesting. Unless they just do the top of the top and not the very, very bottom.
Yeah, they probably just do the top ones.
Okay. So, but let's go wide receiver. What I'm gonna do, the comment section, give me your estimate on how much you think Mac Hollins will make this year as a wide receiver. I kind of want to put him at an average of about a $2 million a year. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say 2-3 million.
Because he's making $1 million now, but I think he earned himself some value on top of that, becoming a team captain. I think he gets himself like a 2-year, $2 million deal. I mean like 2-year, 4.5 or something like that. I'm gonna put him at 2.5. I'm gonna be honest. I think his value went up slightly. So we're gonna do wide receiver 6. So let's go wide receiver 6. M. Hollins. We're gonna go 2.5 million. All right, annually.
So how much money we left with?
All right, so we are currently at 28,500,000. Okay, 28,500,000. Now, here's the deal, though. I think we're gonna have to sit about 6 million, 7 million aside. No, yeah, we're gonna have to sit about 8 million aside for draft picks.
All right, take that off the top.
So, but remember, these draft picks, don't forget, you can use them in this, okay? So let me make sure I subtract by 8 million. Okay, let me put in draft picks. Because we got a late first rounder who's going to eat up about 2 million per. Then you got everybody else going to be making like one, your second rounder going to make like 1.6 or something. And then it goes down from there. So it'll be about $8 million if we draft all the picks. But I say that for you to remember, we got draft picks, bro. So plug some of those in here if you have to.
Oh, no, I am.
All right, so wide receiver. Let's get it. All right, we talking big money? Oh, I know you taking that give to a no excuse approach.
Yeah, but I think it's some valuable receivers that's not big money. We're not going Devontae Adams because then we'd be in the negative.
All right, let's see what we get. Maybe I need to refresh this. All right, here we go. You said not Devontae Adams, though. That's all good. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna want to come play with Tua anyway.
All right, you tell me. Chris Godwin. You got Mike Williams. Chris Godwin, you're looking at 16.25 a year.
Nah.
You talk about Mike Williams.
Nah, we can go down.
17 million. Allen Robinson for 15 per.
Nah, that's Odell like Beckham. Devontae.
Odell Beckham 5 million per, but he just hurt himself. Michael Gallup 5 per. Antonio Brown 4 million per. Juju for 8 million per. Christian Kirk for about 11.7. DJ Chark for 12. Will Fuller for 7. Crowder for 4.5. Y'all stop saying sign Ridley. He's under contract. He can only be traded. Then you got James Crowder for 4.5. You got Marquise Valdez-Scantling for 10 million. Russell Gage for 7.5. Emmanuel Sanders for 5 million. Cedric Wilson for 6.25. It's a whole bunch of guys after that. T.Y. Hilton 6.5. Sammy Watkins 5.5. AJ Green, older but 7.25. Zay Jones. So anybody, who would you want to go with?
Let's go Michael Gallup. Give him somebody that can make a little bit of separation.
So you said Michael Gallup, huh? 5 million?
Yep.
So that's going to be your number one receiver?
Yep.
All right. Michael Gallup. Wide receiver. I'm not opposed to that. I think you saved some money a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $5 million a year.
But I mean, really, what you want is somebody who could beat the number one corners and get separation with the speed. So Tua doesn't feel scared throwing it to a 50-50 guy. Because most of those guys is mainly 50-50 jump ball guys. And you already got that with Devontae Parker, so you don't want to add another one.
My thing is he's coming fresh off of an injury, a pretty bad one, you know.
Yeah.
ACL. $5 million is a bargain though, you know. So I ain't mad about that. But now you're basically playing a guy you don't even know if he's number one worthy. You know, you don't think that this can add a potential excuse?
No.
Because he may not come back to form, bro.
No, we got some receivers.
All right, so right now we're looking at Parker. Well, we're looking at Gallup, Parker, Waddle, Bowden, Hollins, and now you need a wide receiver number 5.
We're going to use the first.
We're
going to use the first for that.
A first round pick?
Yeah.
So you're going to use the first round pick on a wide receiver. So are you trying to push Parker as a backup receiver?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if somebody gets hurt, like if Gallup gets hurt or he's not the same, then, you know, insert Parker. Because Parker's not a bad receiver, but he hasn't really showed us that he can really get it done. Even though after, I think, June 1st, I think you can cut him and save $6 million. But, I mean, right now he's on the contract, so you would keep him as depth. And, you know, somebody get tired, tap the helmet, put him in.
All right, I'm going to put the 29th pick for wide receiver 5, even though he'll be higher on the depth chart. I'm just filling in the spot. So you're done with receivers and you got $15.5 million left. Yep. So where are you going now?
We can go running back.
All right, so right now we got Myles Gaskins under contract. We need 3 more running backs, bro. Are you talking free agency or the draft?
Draft with the second round pick, you go running back.
So you're gonna second round, you're gonna start your running back.
Yep.
All right. And you would re-sign who? Duke and Phillip?
Depending on how much they want, yeah.
Let's look at what they would cost. All right, let's see what they would pretty much cost. If I can find them here. Hopefully they're on here. I think that's all they have for now. You know what? I think they're still loading players on this.
How much is Chase Edmonds?
You saw him on here?
Yeah.
Chase is going to be about $6 million a year.
And how much we got left?
Right now, we're looking at $15.5 million.
Yeah, no, we're going draft, and if anything, I feel comfortable going to the draft and getting some role players at running back. Because with the second round pick, I'm pretty sure you could get like Breece Hall or somebody.
Now remember, guys like Duke may only be like $1.5 million.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we could probably re-sign him. You know, make him like the Naeem Hines, and then get a certified number 1 starter back out the draft.
Hold on, Duke Johnson. We're gonna re-sign him.
Yeah,
$1.5 million. And I'm gonna show you your finished product when we're done. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you're not gonna re-sign Phillip Lindsay for around the same thing?
Yeah, we can resign them if they gonna cost around the same thing. We could do that.
I mean, they shouldn't be expensive at all. I mean, and we may go a different direction, but you did go on here with a draft pick in the second round. So, and that makes a lot of sense. All right, so running back is done. Do you want to go tight end or backup quarterback?
Tight end.
All right, so right now, we got Durham Smythe under contract. We still need a tight end 1. We need a tight end 3, and we got Hunter Long at tight end 4 right now. So
okay, I don't
agency
really like
draft.
I would say draft.
So because we're obviously not re-signing Jasecki.
No.
So what you talk about in the draft? You got a 3rd round pick at 100?
Yeah, 3rd round pick. See who's available. Somebody that can block and catch the ball.
So I'm just going to list them as tight end 1 for now. It could be different in the depth chart, but we fill in positions. So now your 3rd string tight end. Are you going back in the draft or are you getting anybody in free agency?
Back in the draft. Because I feel like you can move Smythe and Hunter Long up and then, find a undrafted free agent or something and put them down further on the depth chart under Hunter Long or Smythe.
Give me 1 second. I think we have an issue. I think they finally told us if we had that draft pick or not. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, let's see. One moment, 29. Because we might be 1 draft pick shorter than what we had. Because I had us with 8 because one of them was a conditional, but I think that was that one's no longer ours. But I'm making sure right now because I might have to take one of them away from you, bro.
That's fine. If not, we can spend a 4th on it.
That's fine. All right, let me see. So, okay, we have the 3rd. We ain't got our 2nd. Well, no, we got 2, 4. No, we still got the 8. I don't know why this other thing says 7. We still got the 8, so we're good. All right. We're good with that. Okay. So you're talking about the next tight end. You want to go right behind it in the early 4th round?
The 3rd round we get in a tight end, and the 4th, or we can go.
You got 2 4th round picks, 117 and 121. And you said unrestricted free agent?
Yeah, that's fine.
Now remember, the unrestricted free agent is gonna cost you about $800,000. Okay.
Yeah, we take $1 million off.
All right, and if you go in the draft in the 4th round, it's still gonna be about that same amount.
Right.
So which one you want to do?
Unrestricted. We're gonna go unrestricted.
So you're just saying like one of those bottom guys?
Yep. Because I put him under Hunter Long and Durham Smythe.
All right, so UFA, and we'll just go 850,000, which is about roughly what it'll be. All right. So we're done with tight ends, bro.
Yep.
Now backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback. Who do we got available?
I mean, QBs, bro. I mean, let me see. Remember, you just got the guy from the Canada Football League, but it's not a guaranteed contract. That's if he makes the team. I think they'll go get a solid backup. But we'll see. All right, here we go. So you got Andy Dalton out there. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick, Michael Trubisky, but I don't think we can afford these guys. Jacoby look like he gonna get a raise. Tyrod Taylor, Geno Smith, Colt McCoy.
How much is Colt McCoy and Tyrod Taylor?
Colt McCoy 1.5. Tyrod is $5 million.
Let's go Colt McCoy because he looked good playing with the Cardinals.
All right, let me see here. Let me. $1.5 million.
Yeah, he looked good playing with the Cardinals when Kyler Murray was out. They were still winning games. Not too much of a big name to scare people about. Oh, he might take the job.
All right, we dwindling down. We got 10,150,000 left. All right. And I could tell you now, you still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 positions you need to fill with 10 million left, but you also still have 4 draft picks.
Okay.
So the offense is complete, bro. We can move on to the defensive side of the ball. So some of the areas left, well, let me see here. So we need a left defensive end. That's your Emmanuel Ogbah spot. We need a left interior linebacker. We just need one that's good. We need a cornerback 3. We need a nose tackle 2. We need a cornerback 4. We need a left inside linebacker 2, a right inside linebacker 2. See here, Sam linebacker 2, a free safety 2, and a punter, and a right inside linebacker 3. So it look like we need a lot of linebacker help. But where do you want to go with it?
We gonna go to the draft.
All right. All you got is 4 picks left. You got a 4th rounder at 121. You got a 5th rounder at 156, a 6th rounder at 200, and a 7th rounder at 221. So what position we talking?
We going to fill some of those up, linebacker.
So are you saying like the depth pieces or?
Yeah, the depth pieces, not all the starters.
So you want to fill the back end like a right inside linebacker 3, put a 7th round pick. You want me to go backwards like that?
Yeah.
All right. So you're trying to just fill some of these with draft picks and not use cap right now because it's already accounted for. All right. Let me see here. All right. So you just want me to fill some of those backup positions for linebacker in with these picks? All right. So I did that. Now let me show everybody what we got real quick. Before we finish this off, I want to show everybody what we got, okay? All right, so you paying attention? You see it?
Yep.
All right, give me 1 second. Somebody donated. TD, great work, my friend. Appreciate you, Doinks. Appreciate that, man. All right. So here we are on the right side of the screen. All the holes we filled so far. Right now, we still need a replacement for Ogbah. We need a left inside linebacker that's starting. We need a cornerback 3, Nick Needham. We ain't even signed him yet. We need another nose tackle. We need a cornerback 4. We need a free safety 2 and a punter. Okay. Now we're out of draft picks, bro.
That's fine.
All right, you're out of draft picks. This is where we are. Where do we go now?
Free agency. Let's go. Let's go inside linebacker.
Left inside linebacker.
Say that one more time.
The left inside linebacker.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. Let's do it. All right. So, all right, here we go. All right, you got some linebackers. Devondre Campbell, 9 million. Alexander, well, he's a middle linebacker. Let's see here. Here you go. You have Foyce Olukun, if I pronounce that correct. Leighton Vander Esch. Josie Jewell. He also plays weak side. Dante Hightower. Run stopping linebacker primarily. You got a Sam Anthony Barr, but we talk about weak side. Kaiser White, Juwan Bentley. Now, I do want to say this, okay? Let me say this to you because I know that we're coming up on a critical part of this team, okay? Because here's the issue. We got 10 million left, right? We got a draft picks, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots to fill, which basically is a almost $1.3 million per player. So it makes it almost impossible to get any good players left.
Yeah, now, we're not going good players. We're going to the bargain shops.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get bottom of the road players regardless. You ain't even got to put a name to it. The reality of it. But I will say this. I say that here's what I want to do. I want to give a let's see, how can I put this? I want to give a 10% premium. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna take this 8 million for draft picks off, and I'm gonna add that to your cap. We're gonna say draft picks are paid because here's why I'm gonna alter the cap by 10%. Because remember, contracts can be structured different ways.
Right.
So it may not, we're going to do a 10% offset based off of, it may be a 20 million average a year, but that 20 million average for Armstead, we may only pay 17 in the first year. You see what I mean? So we're going to do a 10% factor. So let's go ahead and give you 18 million. We want you to make the best team as possible, but no other leniency, no other factors. This is where we are right now. So where would you want to go? You said linebacker, right? I think it's best. Let's fill out some of these guaranteed small dollar positions like punter. We know we're going to get somebody for 1 million. Let's just put UFA and maybe a player, but let's just call it what we know it's going to be. All right.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to draft a punter.
Yeah. So, all right. So here we go. All these other positions, they may be a little bit more money than what we're talking about. So I want to know what you're going to do at the defensive end position. Let's start there.
Yeah, let's go defensive end then.
To replace Ogba. I think that's the better place to start. All right. So what's on your mind in this area, man? You want to keep that defense on fire, or are we going to go cheaper?
See, what I'm thinking is shore up the defensive line, because if you can get pressure on the quarterback, I mean, everybody else will fall in place. You know what I mean? Because once that D line getting pressure, it's going to make it easier for the cornerbacks. It's going to make it easier for the back end of the defense. So that's really the main concern.
You can't trade Ogba. Whoever said that in the comment section, he's not even under contract. And Ogba right here, it says he's going to be worth $15.5 million. So where are we going to go with this situation? What type of guy are we going to get? Because and how much do you want to spend so I can tell you what range we're talking about?
How much do we have left again?
We got 17 million.
17 million.
And that's when we need to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions. So that's almost 3 million per. It's 2.8 per or something like that per player. But you know, some maybe 1 million, you may say, but what are we gonna do on this edge?
Um,
And
who they got
nobody's
at the
gonna
end?
take Jerome Baker's contract. So y'all stop. Excuse me. So you got players like Randy Gregory for 12 million. Are you spending more than 10 million?
I don't think so.
You got Melvin Ingram for 8 million. You got trying to go everything under 10 million. Justin Houston, 7 million. Jerry Hughes, 6.5 million. Oh. Charles Harris, back to Miami, 9 million.
Yeah, nah.
Jason Pierre for 7 million. Uchina for
Nwosu.
for 8.75. Everybody else, you got a lot of 2.2 million. Ogbonia. But again, these guys doesn't have a long-term history of proving that they playing well. I'm looking at their grades over the last 3 seasons, and it'll be a major downgrade from Emmanuel Ogbah.
Let's go. What's Justin Houston grade?
Did I already read his name?
Yeah, Justin Houston was a little right there.
Justin Houston, 2019, he was ranked 8th out of all defenders. In 2020, he was 65th. He fell off. And in 2021, he came back up to 19th out of all defenders. So this would be a good comp. Let me look at Emmanuel Ogbah. Get us a good comparison on that as well. Like Ogbah, 39th, 48th, and 20th. So that might be a good comparison. He ended 20th.
What about Melvin Ingram?
Melvin Ingram.
He was up top a little bit.
Melvin Ingram. That would be a good value right there.
Yeah, I think I would go Melvin Ingram.
Only probably his age getting up there, so it's only 1 year deal. But the problem with Melvin Ingram is he's a rotation guy.
I would think I would put him full time.
He's still playing great football. I believe that'll be a really good sign, but it's a 1 year deal, his age.
Yeah, that's fine. You could address that next year.
He'll be 33 years old.
Yeah, I would take Melvin Ingram and just address it with a next year draft.
Ingram for 8 million. Let's add her up. Let's ring her up. All right, so Melvin. Your team ain't that bad so far. All right, so you got 9 million left for 5 players. So what we gonna do about the linebacking? Noel, hold on. First, we need to address these cornerbacks. You got X and Byron, and you ain't got nothing else under contract. So are you re-signing Nick Needham? No. We ain't doing that yet. We gonna fill the roster, and then we gonna talk about where we can get better and should we do this or do that.
How much Nick Needham want?
Let me see if he's on here. That's a good question. I wonder, do they have Nick Needham on this? All right, let's see what we got. Let me just go Miami. Maybe not. Hold on. I don't know if they actually have them on here. Because they're still working on this, obviously. Now he's not on here yet. Let me see here.
What's Darius Phillips' grade?
Darius Phillips. I mean, he's getting worse and worse each year, bro. He started out on fire, but then it's just falling each year.
What did he play for last year?
The Bengals. So they don't have Nick on here yet because they're still filling this out. But they got a whole lot more than they did last week. So I guess they're still going based off of best to least. So he probably even under that. But I think he's gonna be getting a little bit more money.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if there is a projection for Nick Needham. No, they don't have it yet. Let me check something else. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Where's Nick Needham? Thanks for your patience, bro.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I ain't got nothing else to do. I'll be on all night.
Oh, it's not gonna matter. They're not gonna have a number because he's a restricted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually once the period opens, we'll know. We ain't gonna know until that time.
Right.
But Nick Needham is gonna get a bigger contract.
Okay.
He's definitely gonna get a bigger contract. So
how much would you think?
Man, that's hard, man. I mean, what was his PFF ranking again? Let me go back to him. Let me go to Nick Needham's PFF, how he ranked with his peers. So he was 46 out of 116. So he's on the better half of the league. He got a lot better. He was his highest graded. Boy, oh boy.
I mean, he might get the same or around the same as Darius Phillips.
Now this man might get 8 million, bro. 6 to 8 million. He could. He's become a decent cover corner who's getting better and better. He could get 6 to 8. He really could. So I don't know what they do in this situation. TD put a first round tender on Nick. We keep him, but don't we have to pay the value of it? That could be an issue.
I mean, what I would do after that, I would just fill in spots with key players, not like marquee, like high price key players, but just fill out the rest of the
roster.
Yeah, with free agents, because the main thing, if we building around Tua, he has to have everything. Like the defense, like I said, it might take a step back, but that defensive line, that's going to have to be one of the most important places, especially around the edge. But the offense is the main concern if we're going to build around Tua, so he doesn't have any excuses.
Well, here's the issue, okay? So let's talk about the team that you built, though. Because to be honest with you, we can stop here and here's why. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes in what we're doing here, and that's about a $1.8 million for each of those players, right?
Right.
You're still taking a hit on defense. Your linebacking core is green as can be. It did not improve since last year. Your linebacking core actually some could argue may have gotten worse. Cornerbacks, you can't afford Coleman or Nick Needham type production players. They're not the greatest, but they're definitely not fall offs. So you're going to have specific guys targeting. We're going to have a hard day guarding the crossing routes. The defense takes a fall back. But did the changes you make on the offense, are they big enough? Are they big enough? Because all I see on this offense from what you did is all I saw that you did was get 2 or 2 offensive linemen, and that's going to be the difference maker that makes up for the fall in defense and the gigantic leap that we need the offense to take.
It will.
Just 2 offensive linemen.
2 offensive linemen, Michael Gallup. You still got
Michael Gallup. We don't even know how he's going to do coming off the injury. We don't know if that's even going to be a great move. That could be another Parker for all we know.
Could be, but there's not too many free agent. It's not too many free agent wide receivers that's really going to be in a price range. Because what you want to do is start in the trenches. The offensive line, that's going to start everything. The run game, how the passing game is going to hold up. So what you want to do is get the trenches right, get the offensive line stable. You put 3 good offensive linemen out there. You got your receivers. All right, well, we're going to draft the receiver in the draft with the first round pick. The tight ends we're going to cover with the 3rd and the 4th. You still got Michael Gallup, so he can interchange with Parker until he's all the way healthy. And hopefully we're going to have Tua get some time to where as though he's going to be able to make reads without feeling the pressure and the panic of him thinking he's going to get hit.
We don't even know if the running game room got better.
It just depends on who you draft. Because Duke Johnson was still putting up 100+ yards on his good days. So he could potentially be your number 2, your Naeem Hines. You will get a bell cow in the draft at the 2nd round pick. The 2nd round pick with one of the top running backs because running backs is not going in the 1st round, and there's no 1st round running back. So you should be able to get a running back in the 2nd round. You get a bell cow who can carry the majority of the load. You get Duke Johnson as probably, your little scat back or whatever.
So here's my biggest concern with the roster you built. So, okay, we got a backup quarterback. It ain't really changing much, whatever. But we're hoping the run game is better. We ain't got nothing proven. Okay. On top of that, wide receivers, we didn't get better. We got riskier. Adding Michael Gallup. And hold on, let me see who else did we add. We added Michael Gallup, and we also drafted one in the 1st round. 1st round, 29th pick though. We don't know what we're gonna get out of that person coming into the league.
Yeah, okay? But I feel as though it's some good wide receivers that fall.
There's good wide receivers, but again, at number 29, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't even know if that's a day 1 starter in the NFL. 29 now. Okay.
Yeah.
We got riskier at the wide receiver core. Tight end core. We pretty much just drafted and got we got Durham Smythe. That's all. Him and Hunter Long. And the other guy we drafted at 100, and we drafted one, and we got an unrestricted free agent. So the tight end room definitely falls a little bit because you taking away a playmaker in Gesicki. And honestly, I can tell you now, the combination between wide receiver and tight end, Tua may actually have less weapons.
I don't see that.
You added Michael Gallup and got rid of Mike Gesicki, and Michael Gallup coming off of an ACL, and we didn't get any better out of that. How do you not see that?
I don't see that because tight end is I wouldn't say it's that big of a deal, but tight end, when you need somebody that's going to block, especially if you're going to have Mike McDaniels and he's going to be a run first type of guy, you're going to need a tight end that can block. If you got Gesicki, you can't block or don't want to block, he's not going to be useful in this type of offense. And most of the free agent tight ends are not really blocking tight ends; they're pass catchers. The thing what they had at San Francisco with Kittle was he could catch the ball and he was a good blocker.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying to you is we didn't get better, though.
I mean, the whole problem, like, we weren't a bad team. The whole problem is we didn't have people that could get separation. So you find somebody who can get separation. As a wide receiver, I think Michael Gallup, he should be fine. You get one in the first round.
Straight off of ACL, huh?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He don't have with Parker being a number one, he don't have to play all the snaps and wear himself out. You know, you ease him back in.
So your O-line got a huge lift. Okay?
Exactly.
That's the only strong area I'm seeing right now from helping Tua, in my opinion. I just feel like the rest of it is more of the same with more risk, actually.
It's kind of a risk, but you want a young running back. So if you're gonna have a bell cow running back, you need him to be young so he doesn't have that many miles on him. I mean, there's some good running backs in the draft that you could probably get in the second round.
So then we go Melvin Ingram to replace Emmanuel Ogbah, and he gives good production, but another risky player. He's gonna be half the price of Ogbah, but Ogbah is 27, about to be 28. Melvin Ingram about to be 33.
Exactly. So we give him a 1-year deal, and then we address it next year.
Okay.
We got 2 first rounds next year.
We're talking about building around Tua, trying to give him the team that can win now.
Yeah.
Okay. What else on here? Cornerbacks, we just ain't got no depth behind X and Byron. Linebackers, we ain't got no depth, just a whole bunch of draft picks that we hope we figure out, work out. Nose tackle, we don't know who our backup is going to be.
So
from
we
a contractual standpoint. Yeah, Christian Wilkins already on there. But remember that
who the other guy?
Zyler and Christian Wilkins kind of play the defensive end role. It's like the defensive tackle, but they're on the outside.
Yeah. But I mean, you can interchange them if we go 4-3 or 3-4. If we go 4-3, we can have them interchange.
Let's see here. QB number 3, Shrevler. Okay. What else we got here? I just feel like our linebacking core didn't even touch getting better. It actually got worse. I think that's a given because we ran out of money.
What you really want at the linebacker core is when we going in the draft and all that, you just got to see who's attacking.
We gotta be better stopping the run. This is the year you want to see this team at least go to the playoffs. You don't want to find out week 1, okay, the offense is good, but we still can't stop the run.
But that also comes with the defensive line. The defensive line is the first line of defense before you get to the linebackers.
We get that, what I'm saying? But in a 3-4, it ain't designed for them to do everything, bro.
Exactly, but what type of defensive scheme you think they're gonna run?
They want to keep it the same. We're gonna be looking at the 3-4. There'll be looks where we have 4 down, but you know.
I mean, the 3-4, we just gonna have to find some linebackers that can tackle because what you need is this is Tua's make it or break it year. So
all you did is got him a right tackle and a left tackle. I don't see anything else, bro. I don't see anything else you did for him but give him a right tackle and a left tackle. Is that all he needed?
But we need to shore up the offensive line. the wide
No,
receivers.
no. I'm not knocking that. I'm good with you taking care of his protection, but that's
Exactly.
that's all we did for him.
But that's all we need to do because we don't want him to be scared in the pocket. We want him to be okay. I have a little bit of time so I can go through my progressions and see who's open because we had wide receivers that were open. It wasn't really anything wrong with our wide receivers. He just was too scared. Once he looked at the first read and saw that the first read wasn't there, he would panic and do dumb stuff like run around in a circle and throw an interception.
Well, I ain't gonna argue with you on that one. I mean, I actually agree. So you got him I don't know why I keep saying a right tackle and left tackle. You got him a right tackle, a left tackle, and a center.
And a
So
center.
you really
Exactly.
did bolster the whole line. You got him Jensen at center, you got him Orlando Brown at right tackle, and you got him Armstead at left tackle.
Exactly. That's going to help the running game so he doesn't so we don't have to rely too heavily on the receivers. Because if we're going to be a run first team, we're going to run the ball. That's why I said use the second round pick to get the best running back we can. And I kind of like the dude, I think his name Walker from Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like him. We can go him, Brees Hall, somebody who's going to make an impact.
Man,
You know
oh
what I mean?
man. So tell me, this team
What's
you
up?
just put together,
Mm-hmm.
are we even making the playoffs over the other teams just based off of how they ended the season?
Yep.
Who we replacing?
Patriots.
So we'll replace the Patriots next year.
Bills.
So you're saying the Bills ain't gonna make the playoffs?
Yeah. Listen, they couldn't stop the run. It doesn't
matter, but they're still a playoff team, though.
Yeah, they might win a division, but the bottom
even if they don't, they're a playoff team. I'm talking about the 7 teams that made the playoffs. Which one do we take a spot from?
Raiders, Pittsburgh, New England.
So Raiders, Pittsburgh, and New England, that's who we take a spot from.
Yeah, because we should have beat the Raiders. We beat New England.
And we hold off. We're going to hold off Baltimore. Or are they going to make it? Because the only reason they didn't make it because they got crazy depleted with injuries last year.
Yeah, but what I don't think they like if they can do what they did last game and zero blitz them and have people that can follow the scheme.
I'm not talking about the Miami Dolphins beating them. That's not what we're talking about here.
I think they're going to win the division.
What I'm not talking about the Miami. Well, you think the Dolphins going to win the AFC East?
No, the Ravens are going to win their division.
Okay, so they're making the playoffs, right?
Yeah, but that's going to be a spot guarantee that they win a division, no matter if we knock them out or not. I'm talking about the 3 that's left because you got four people that's going to win a division, so we can't knock them out regardless because they could be 5 and 6. I mean, they could have a crappy record, but if they win a division, then you know what I mean.
Let's do this, okay? Buffalo will make the playoffs more than likely, right?
Right, they win a division.
Let's do this, okay? Cincinnati will make the playoffs more than likely, correct?
Yeah. They might win a division. Yeah, you're right. They might win a division.
So I want to show you something. Baltimore will make the playoffs?
I don't know because they might
if
not.
If they're healthy, we want to talk about everybody healthy. We're talking about the same team who was number 1 in the AFC after about 6-7 weeks, and then they got killed with injuries.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know because it depends. They got a hard division. So if they taking a couple losses within their division, their record is going to show that. You see what I'm saying?
Being completely healthy, they were the best team in their division last year. Do you realize out of the last 5 games, they were 0-5? I think they really went 0-7, but they ended the season 8-9.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 spots then. We got 2 spots because the AFC is not an easy. It's not an easy, conference.
It's fine. I'm just trying to put some stuff together. You think the Browns gonna have a chance next year with a new quarterback?
No.
With that loaded team?
No, because I still think they still going to run with Baker Mayfield.
And do you think Pittsburgh getting a better quarterback going to be a better situation for them?
That's if they get a better quarterback. They might draft Malik Willis or somebody.
All right,
because they did like Malik Willis.
We'll keep him out. So Kansas City makes it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kansas City. I'm just writing these down. I want to see our shoe-ins. Right now we got Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Kansas City. Tennessee makes the playoffs?
Yeah, we could say Tennessee makes the playoffs.
Because I believe they win their division.
Exactly.
So that's 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. There's 2 more playoff spots left, bro. So what do you think about the Chargers next year, who have just about as much money as us?
Yeah. I mean, they could, but that's what I'm saying. It's all going to have to be a fight. Like, the AFC is not a pushover conference, so
I agree.
The offense is going to have to be able to keep up with everybody else's offense, because we can see that our defense, it was good, but our offense couldn't keep up with nobody.
And
when it mattered.
You're basically saying New England's going to take a step back.
They might, but it just depends, because what we have to do is make sure that our offense is good enough with the scheme, the run game. We could beat them. We beat them twice. So with us beating them twice.
So let me show you something real quick. I want to show you something.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who's going to make the playoffs, right?
Exactly.
But we can get a good gauge on who's likely to be there. And that's Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Tennessee. Okay? Mm-hmm. There are 2 spots left that 8 teams are going to have to fight for. At least 8 teams as of right now we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, Dolphins, New England, Pittsburgh, Browns, Colts, Raiders, Denver.
Mm-hmm.
We have to beat out those other 7 teams, and 3 of them have just as much money as us and already starting out in a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
So the team you feel like you constructed is going to be one of those top 2 teams out of those 8.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think in the comment section? I want you to grade this roster right now. I want you to grade the moves that we made on it. I want you to give it on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think it is? 10, let's go to war, Super Bowl. 1 being we ain't got a shot in a gun range. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I like what you did. I like that you took care of the O-line. I don't feel like the weapons really changed. I feel like the defense takes a step back, get older, and get abused in the secondary in the slot.
But it wasn't nothing wrong with our offensive weapons. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think that it's more of the same. So it's a case of Tua making the difference in that situation.
Exactly, but that's why we shored up the offensive line, so we could see the better Alabama version of Tua when he had the good offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in college. We're going to give him one of the best offensive lines in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. But this ain't an Alabama receiving core compared to NFL defenses.
Yeah, but we going to hope that Wes Welker can take Waddle to the next level like he says he will, and the rest of the receivers. The first round pick that we're going to pick, the Michael Gallup, we're going to ease him back in. If we're going to be run first, the main priority is making sure that offensive line can block for the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to run it down their throat.
Like I said, I like what you did as far as the protection and stuff. Tua has to make up for the rest of the difference, because I would agree it gives them no excuses.
Exactly.
But the defense will take a hit.
Yeah,
Defense
it
would
would,
definitely
but
take a hit. We got to put up basically we got to put up points now.
okay.
All right.
We still got Devon Holland who could play the deep safety. We still got our 2 lockdown corners, and we got a good defensive line. So all we really need is some linebackers who we can get through the depth, the draft, and we still got Jerome Baker. They're just gonna have to tackle.
You know what this team reminds me of?
Who?
This team reminds me of a poor man's Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but
it reminds me of a poor man's Dallas Cowboys that misses the playoffs because they got the O-line already that you just built. Okay. They got more solidified, better running backs as a unit that they ain't worrying about the draft to see if they work out. Obviously, they already got the combination receivers because we're even in yours. You're trying to get one of them. You know, I'm just comparing it for last year's, right? And tight end, we ain't did no better, so it's all the same. We just have 2 good corners. They got 1. They got a good D line and some really good linebackers, and that's where we get killed. The Cowboys would be a 8.5 on my scale. Matter of fact, the Cowboys would be an 8 on my scale, and this would be like a 6.8 to me.
I put it at 7. Oh yeah, 7. Yeah.
Yeah,
I put it at 7 because I think for Jalen Phillips to be going on his second year, and if they have him rushing the QB most of the time, he like what he's used to. He should have a step in his pass rusher. You're gonna have Melvin Ingram on the other side of him, so that's gonna help him probably
which
get one-on-ones.
Melvin Ingram at this point at 33 years old is a rotational player.
Okay, that's fine.
So you got Van Ginkel getting his snap count up, backing up Melvin Ingram. Again, I will give about a 6.9. 6.9 is what I give this. Now, in my opinion, I need a 7.5 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, if we going to think Tua is as good as we say he is, or as good as they say he is, he's going to have to step up. With that offensive line because it wasn't nothing wrong with the weapons.
I just feel like we're giving up more points now. Teams can start to wear out our defense in the run game because our linebackers, and they're going to kill us on crossing routes. The Bills are going to have a field day running crossing routes against us because we don't have a nickel.
Routes, what you're going to have to do with crossing routes is you're going to have to play zone. And the best thing for them to do is probably blitz out of the zone.
God, Lord, we can't play zone. Miami can't play zone, okay? They're just not good at it. Also, you already heard them say you might see a lot more man covers this year. That's from the coaches. So, but now I want to get to one more person tonight, but I appreciate you coming through, man. This was good. This was a good start.
Appreciate you, bro.
Now I appreciate you coming through, man. All right, man. Let's do one more. Ryan, man, what's going on, homie?
What's up, TD? How are you?
I'm good, man. You ready to build round 2?
Oh, you're in it? Yeah. I think I prepared pretty well, so hopefully I have a little more information than the last guy to help you out. That way you maybe get to a third. So where do you want to start?
Now, we're not doing any trades, right?
Yep, nope. I switched the left tackle because I had a trade, and I knew you weren't doing trade, so I switched it to a free agent.
Gotcha. All right, so I just wiped out the board. 85 mil. You got draft picks. You got everything to your disposal. And it looks like you might be prepared, so that's good.
Yeah. So cool. If my cap's bumped up because I'm getting rid of Clayton and Rowe, can we do that?
Let me see if they were in yellow. Yeah, we can get rid of Rowe.
The original one you did, I think you created 21 million, which is why we have the number at now. And I think we were on the fence about Rowe and Clayton, so I'd get rid of both of those guys. I think I have some ideas for replacements. Create a little more cap room.
All right, give me 1 second, bro. See if I can get a reverse on this. Give me one moment.
No, take your time.
All right. Ignore that it says draft picks because I'm going to throw that in for the 10% factor. So your draft picks are free, just out like that, because they can structure contracts different ways. All right. So in this case, we're going to be
guys. So
we're going to be replacing
little.
strong safety 1, right?
Yep.
Or moving B Jones up and getting the back up. All right. So right now we're going to say you got, and who else did you say?
Clayton too. I think we saved like $2 million from him. I always pronounce the last name wrong. The backup safety.
Let me check it out first. Give me a second. All right. Just got to look at the actual contract to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Those were when we did the video earlier. Those were a couple of guys everyone was on the fence about, so we left as maybes.
All right, so he has a cap hit with the dead cap of 500,000. So we'd save 2.25, but we still got to count the 500,000. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna adjust that Eric Rowe situation, and we're just gonna put a 0 here. But then I'm gonna bump you up 2 more million. All right, because we could do that. That ain't a biggie. That is a savings opportunity. I just felt like $2 million for Fledgling wasn't a bad move. So let me put him in orange. So we know we need to replace him. Eric Rowe, orange, we got to replace him too. And let me.
Yeah, the reason why I went with the cut, just to give you an idea where I'm going, is I found a pretty good backup young safety that I like. That I think is going to be cheap, and then I think we're good at drafting safety. Yeah. So I think
for $1 million,
there's a good free agent. Huh?
For $1 million.
So some of the guys I got off was PFF, but the replacement I would have is Marcel Harris, and he should be around $2 million. And then I think for the free safety backup of Holland, we can go to the draft because we draft. I think we have a good history of drafting well at safety.
So it's still going to be the same $2 million. Then you're not saving money by replacing Fledgling. You're just changing the player.
No, I just think. I just think Marcel Harris is an upgrade. We could do more with him.
Okay.
And he should be. So from what I looked at from what he was making last year, I think it's around $2 million. And he'll probably get a little increase. I slot him in at $2 million, but he'll probably get a little bit of a bump. But I kind of went by what their salaries for last year and see the range we'd be in for next year.
Well, hold on. He played so well to the point to where he's a free agent and they haven't re-signed him because he's going to make more.
He's gonna be a free agent this year.
So we need to know how much he's gonna make, though.
Yeah, and I think it's right. It should be right around $2 million.
Well, we can't go off of last year. I mean, did he impress? Did he do well? Is he good? Did he improve?
Yeah, no, I think he would be a good addition. I don't think he's going to be, but he won't break the bank. So I think we can get him in the range of a replacement for Clayton and not really hit the cap too hard.
I think you're dodging what I'm asking you here. If this guy made $2 million last year, is he a good player? Did he play well? Did he improve? And if he did, then that means he should be making more than $2 million this year, right?
Yeah, he was on a pretty cheap rookie contract. I think like 1.7 to $2 million. So I had him slated in at 3 because you couldn't find projected contract or ask.
All right, let me go look at his PFF ranking. Then we could talk really what he probably would be worth. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure we get the numbers right. All right, so let's see. All right, give me the name again.
Marcel Harris.
Marcel.
Yep, Marcel. And they have him as a flex position. So also we could I think you can flex where you play him too
Mm-hmm.
from the Niners.
Okay. So looks like he comes off the edge a lot.
Yeah, so I'd slide him in as Jones's backup because he's like a linebacker / strong safety. So I think he'd be a good backup for Jones. And then Holland, I would use one of our draft picks. That was just based off of you said you wanted to keep Clay because I do like him, but there was just some players out there I liked, and I feel with like McDaniels, he's going to try to bring some players he's familiar with over to us.
Let me see. How do I?
So that's just where I was thinking with Clayton, but we can start wherever you want. But I know a lot of people did like Clayton, but for the money he's making, you'll see him make enough plays. But I know it is cheap for a good backup.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to, because he probably will still make minimal dollars. It doesn't look like
Yeah, nothing too big. I'm just saying where I was thinking they have that linebacker too listed, so like kind of like a splice. So I don't know if he were. So that's the only reason why I'd go with him as well, because we could always slide him in. Because I know, like you were saying that you pointed really thin at linebacker going into the offseason. So
give me a second. Your mic is really high.
Oh, sorry. I have the earbuds in too, so. But yeah, like you said, I think if we're building around two, and that's what tonight's topic is, the first place. My number one signing, I think we would have to attack O-line first. That's where I would start if we want to start off somewhere. And I think the first guy, he was on my sheet before we even hired McDaniels. But with all the stuff that happened with Flores, I know this got pushed off. But the number one target I had pre-McDaniels hire was Tomlinson. So I think that's where I'd start off.
Give me a second. Is the audio fine for everyone listening? I'm just making sure because it's really scratchy for me, what I'm hearing. Is the audio?
Hopefully it's not the earbuds. Sorry, man.
It's probably the earbuds because the same thing happens for me when I put them in. Scratchy, yeah, it's probably the earbuds. But I will say this: we could go with your example. That's not an issue for me because you're building this team around Tua. But I don't think that Harris probably would even be an upgrade for the simple fact that Fedulum knows the whole system. He knows the whole defense. He knows what we're running. And he actually grades out much higher than Harris as well. But it's somebody that you're probably familiar with, that you like as a player. But it doesn't save any money at all. But it doesn't matter. If it doesn't save any money and it's going to be around the same, I don't care however you want to put it, Fledgling or Harris. Just FYI, it's definitely not saving cash, though. All right?
No, yeah. I just thought Harris could be a good, guy we could slide in at linebacker, too, because he played a lot there. And I just knew we're really, really thin at linebacker. And, with the previous guy, he got to the point where the cap was used up, and then we were just bare bones picking to fill out the linebacker. And we saw the last couple of years that's hurt us a lot.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, can you hear me without the earbuds?
Yeah. Let me see if I can take them off. Hold 1 second. Let me see if I can take them off. Let me know. Is that better?
Yeah, it's 10 times better. And I don't hear an echo,
Perfect.
so that's
Sorry,
good.
Man.
No, you're good. You're good, bro. I mean, it happens with me when I'm on the earbuds too, man.
Right.
All right.
They charge so much that they don't work perfect. So yeah, my favorite signing and the guy I was going to go with first pre-McDaniels hired on the sheet was Tomlinson. I think he's got to be our first target.
Give me a second. All right. So what are we talking about here? What position again?
We're building around 2. I think we got to start at line. So Tomlinson, slide him in at left guard.
Let's see here. Give me a second. Well, you already did all your homework on this?
Yep.
All right. So let me ask you this. How many new offensive linemen do you have on your homework?
So I switched the trade I had for left tackle. So a left tackle signing, a left guard signing, and then a center signing or a drafted center, because there's a center I really like in the draft too.
So no right tackle.
So that would be 3, and then Hunt stayed at right guard and moving Eichenberg over to right tackle.
Okay. Let's see here. So that's fine with me. All right. So give me 1 second, bro. All right. So let's start out with left tackle. Okay. What do we have?
So because we're not doing trades, the first guy would turn to be a trade. So I replaced him with Fisher on a short-term deal.
All right. What team are we talking about?
Eric Fisher's a free agent. I think he's coming from the Colts.
All right. Give me a second. You said that's off a left tackle.
Correct.
All right. You went on PFF? All right. 14 million?
Yep. I had him slotted at 14 to 15 million. Because the guy I wanted to trade for is 15 million, so I was looking for someone in that pay range.
All right. The one thing I will say I like about a Fisher move that's underrated, because when I did this myself, I was thinking of Fisher as a short-term deal as well, just to see if Tua is the guy. Because he's a good run blocking, zone blocking not tight end, but left tackle as well. So I like this move, like a 1-year deal, you said?
Yeah, one maybe with like an option.
The issue we'll have with this signing is even the projected says he's going to get a 3-year deal. So you're going to have to be on the hook 3 years for a guy, well, guaranteed for 2 years. That's all good? All right, let's go ahead and plug him in. Matter of fact, let me let y'all see me go back and forth. Let me share the screen. Let me go entire screen over here. Let me share that. All right. So E. Fisher, 14 million. We got our first one in. Let's go. That's the left tackle.
Yep. And then Tomlinson.
Hold on. Let me
around 10 million a year at left guard.
Let me plug it in. All right. So you put an Eichenberg here. And I'm just going to put him in the right tackle spot, even though we know, because I don't want to keep reworking the whole sheet. All right. So you said Tomlinson at left guard?
Yep.
All right, L. Tomlinson, 9 million. All right. So you're going with a San Francisco system. I like your thought process already.
Mm-hmm.
What am I?
You would call me a 2-and-year, so I did some research, but I'm more. This is the last year, so we got to build as well as we can. So I tried to put a team together that I think that really fits Tua.
Nice. Well, that's what it's about, man. We want to get that done. Mm-hmm. And that's a 9-year, another guy that's up there in age, and we're talking about guaranteeing 3 years. Let's see what we can get.
Tomlinson shouldn't be that old.
He's 30.
This is his second contract.
He's 30. All right, center.
So there's a center I love in the draft, but after hearing you and Color talks, I know Color's really about the center, and seeing some analysis from some other NFL guys I listen to, I actually would. This might be a little out of left field. James Daniels.
All right.
Or I would draft Alec Lindstrom from Boston College if we didn't get Daniels.
Well, we got to pick one. You got to go your best case scenario here.
Yes.
Free agent or draft?
James Daniels shouldn't be that bad, and he's young, so I would say James Daniels.
So
that way we're not going with a rookie.
All right, let me see here.
And I think he's projected around $5 million a year from the Bears.
So he's not on here.
No, yeah, he's one of the harder ones to find. He's young. He's going to be 25 or 26 coming off the Bears. He's played guard and center, and his numbers just break out. And I think at center, from the Bears tape and the type of offense we want to play, I think he would be under the radar, really good signing. I think he's projected around $5 million a year.
You just got to bear with me, bro. I have to look it up because his numbers.
No problem. Take your time, man.
His numbers are good, so I got to see what that value from an eye test standpoint may actually look like. See here.
And I like his age too, because he's someone you could extend if he ends up working well in the system.
That's why it caused me to pause for a second. How old was he again? I saw.
He's 24, going to be 25 going into this season.
Yeah, let me see something. What team are we talking about with him again?
What player?
Yeah, what team was he on?
He's a free agent coming off from the Chicago Bears, James Daniels.
All right.
And some people are saying he's guard. He's also started at center and plays center. So whoever say he's guard, he.
Give me a second. Okay. 19. I love the player. I think we just have one issue. I'm trying to look into it now. All right. Sure.
And for people that are saying he's just a guard, if you go back to 2019, he went 50-50 between guard and center, and he had a 67 pass block grade at center, 73 at guard, and that was 2019. So he could play either or.
See, here's my issue. I think that you're greatly undervaluing some of the players. And you said $5 million?
That's what he should cost. That's what they were talking about on the PFF podcast I listened to. I had Tomlinson at 10 million. You had him at 9, so I actually had him.
Oh, here he is.
And then I had Fisher at 15.
Here he is right here. James Daniels, $10 million a year. The reason why I knew that it was being undervalued at 5, you're looking at a rookie contract, and a lot of people undervalue, but the man's 24 years old. He's about to hit his prime, and he's already putting up numbers. Like let me show you something. Do you see look, put it like this. You see these numbers right here? He's not far off from this, and I don't know who this is, and that's a 9 million. And this is a 30-year-old. The older you get, the less you're worth. This guy's 24 years old, bro. That's what that's
one of the reasons why I like, because
I wasn't looking them up. I wasn't looking them up.
24 projected, so you're.
Yeah, I wasn't looking them.
Yeah, they're saying 24 guaranteed. So maybe I was listening to what his salary. I thought because he was coming off such a cheap rookie contract. I thought I heard 5, but even then 24 guaranteed. So that's 8 you're looking at.
Yeah, if you're great, you're great. I mean, look at Russell Wilson. He was coming off of a rookie contract, not even making $1 million a year, but he jumped straight up to the 30s, right?
Yeah,
you're good. You're good. But yeah, he is listed as a guard on PFF, by the way.
Yeah, I know he's listed as a guard, but you can play him at center. He's played center in the NFL.
I like this pickup, but if I put it in, it has to be for the 10 million. That's
Yep. I think we created enough cap room where the rest of my team should still be good.
Jay Daniels, got it. I like what we're doing so far, though, and we're gonna put him at center.
Yep. So that sets the offensive line. I know a lot of people agree with me. Like Eichenberg, I think Notre Dame draft studs, and I think it was a lot of coaching. So I think he'll improve with better coaching. So that's why I'd move him over to right tackle. And I think that sets our offensive line up for 2. And I think the trenches.
And I know some of these guys.
Go ahead,
I know some of these guys don't have the right title. I just didn't want to do all that work and move the titles. But I know what you're saying. Okay.
No. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not picky.
All right. So where do we go now? Where's your next priorities? Where's your big name guys?
Okay. So on the offense, we're letting Gesicki walk.
Okay.
And I'm gonna replace him either with OJ Howard or Njoku.
I need a name.
OJ Howard or David Njoku. I kind of want to see who you like that.
No. This your build. You got to make the final decision.
I would go OJ Howard because I think he's been underused in Tampa Bay, and there's still a potential for him to be a top tight end in the league.
All right. I just know Njoku has become a much better blocker over the years.
Yeah, and Howard, that's why I like the Njoku too. I think with the running game and he's still offensive threat. I tried to look up some good numbers. I couldn't find any personally because I don't have any of the extended subscription. So Njoku might be better for his blocking. I didn't really find good stats on how Howard was great at blocking.
All right, so this is and I'm
Howard they had on when I looked him up, they had him at 4 years, 11 million projected.
Well, OJ is going to be 4.
So you're using Spotrac, right?
Yeah. OJ, no. Well, this is actually this is the PFF projected salaries. Because the thing I like about PFF projected salaries, they also take into account what certain teams would pay. Spotrac gives you a value, but you got to go off of what team. Like, let's say a player is worth 10 million. Another team will play 12 just to secure his services because they need him bad.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's factored in. So we're gonna put OJ at tight end for 4.1 million. Sean, capable run blocker is just a matter of getting it out of him every week. So I look at this as a project. I know a lot of people have been mentioning him lately. If you look at his year charted out, 2019 wasn't very good as a tight end, 4th quartile. 2020 had a breakout year, balled out pretty much. That was Brady. And he didn't play much, but that was is I guess it's real good to have Brady too. But 2021 got a lot more snaps and still didn't grade well. It's like the more production. Actually, he was the second worst tight end last year, but he has upside. So this is a gamble move. This isn't one that whenever I evaluate your roster that I'm giving credit for because we don't know. So as of right now, it's almost like conceding that we're taking a hit from Gesicki because he has to prove it. And he has to really, but I say, and again, he's not a great blocker. Like they say, it's something you got to get out of him. But I like the value pick. I love the value pick. And the upside is what I would be banking on. So we're gonna go OJ Howard, 4.1.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what you want to do in free agency. You got to look for value and upside as opposed to overpaying because we've overpaid for so many years. And there's only one guy I have on my sheet that I was willing to really overpay for on defense.
And I love that we're looking for value. The only thing that scares me is we are talking about building around Tua Tagovailoa. The issue that I have with value is it's another thing that we got to hope works out. You see what I'm saying? Another hope factor.
That's why I was torn between him and Njoku because I think Njoku could be a great addition.
But he's gonna cost a lot more. He's gonna cost a lot more. So you got to figure out how you can save your money wherever you can.
Yeah. And I assume with OJ, you definitely know he can be an offensive weapon, and I'm hoping that Hunter Long's gonna have some production next year too.
I agree, but again, we're living out of the hope spectrum, you know. What else you got? What's your big name items?
All right, so next, for wide receiver 2, which we had open,
we need a.
I'm gonna go Juju.
This is number 1 wide receiver spot. Juju.
So, all right, so number 1, because I would consider Waddle our number 1 with this sign, but because of who our coach is now, I would go Juju.
All right, let's see here. Juju. Let's do it. It's interesting. We passed up on him almost every season, and he's been a free agent almost every season. It feels like, at least. All right, where's Juju? Let's see. We'll get him. I saw him earlier. Here we go. $8 million 1-year deal. What's up with all these 1-year deals with Juju? So we got another set. Now remember, he is a slot receiver. His career as a secondary option. Departure highlighted Juju. Hasn't done him any favors. He can provide quality play as a big slot and sure hands on a talented offense like Tennessee. Juju ain't been good, bro. I just gotta be 100 with you. And we're gonna put him on here, but he ain't been good. This is probably why he keeps signing these 1-year deals. So this is I guess who Will Fuller's replacement.
Yeah, with how McDaniels is, he could fit into a little bit of the Debo role. And the type of guy that you want for Tua is what Juju is. Sure hands, good in the middle of the field, short to medium range.
I agree with that. I give you that one all day. I give you that one all day.
And what we saw when we were talking to you earlier when we did the team building, everyone wants the highest paid guys. You can't get the highest paid guys everywhere.
No, I agree. Trust me, I agree with you. I'm just like, I'm still looking for our explosive plays. And I ain't talking about the bubble screen that go for 80. All right, what else we got?
All right. So running back would be, or are we staying on wide receiver?
Wherever you. I want to try to hit your big items. Those are the best ones to start with, the big ticket items.
Yep, gotcha. So after Juju, I would re-sign Hollins for the wide receiver 6 at the 2.5 you put him at.
All right, let me see here. I'm sitting here doing dollars.
And then wide receiver 5, I'd use one of our second, third, or fourth round picks. I think there's a lot of speed and where we could really get someone else to pair with Waddle.
All right, what pick we talking?
I would use the I would probably go because I think we get him at 29, the guy from Arizona, so I would use a first round pick. I mean, not Arizona, Arkansas.
You would use our first round pick on a wide receiver?
Yeah, if we could get the wide receiver out of Arkansas.
All right, there we go.
So I'm gonna slate it in. I think he'll be there at 29. So if I could, I think he would be an unreal value pick at 29.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got?
And so that does the receiver. Then I'm resigning Lindsey and Johnson for pretty cheap to be 2-3, running back 2, running back 3. Gaskins is 4.
Hold on.
I would use a second round pick for running back.
Hold on. Let's back up. So you're re-signing Duke, and Lindsey, right?
Yep. Lindsey fits really good in the system. We'll run.
Okay, so let me do that real quick. All right. What did I say their salaries are pretty much going to be?
1.5, I think you said for both.
Yeah, that's where we put it at. Hopefully that's the case. Okay. And let's go running back 2 for Philip Lindsay. He can go either way. I'm just plugging them in. All right. 1.5. Okay, so now running back 1. What did you say we're doing?
Second round draft pick.
Okay. So now we have a running unit that's hopeful again, right? Now where we going?
If you look at Sanford, I trust McDaniels and the front office to find a guy that's going to work.
I hope so.
And we saw Johnson still has a lot left, so and I like Gaskins as a third down back. So
So we're good on that. Where do we go from here?
So that pretty much should fill out the offense except for backup QB, which I would use our 4th round draft pick.
All right. Which one? 117 or 121?
117. I didn't actually realize we had 2. Sorry.
So you'll let your rookie be your backup. All right. No worries. That's not a bad idea. I like that. So where we go from here?
Yeah, because we want someone to groom if Tua fails. Best thing to do is have a young guy backup, and then we have the 2 first rounds next year. So I don't think we want to back up the worst in our draft pick. That's cost us money and takes away from other positions we could fill.
What did you do?
The biggest ticket item I had is I would re-sign Agba, but there's a guy I want over him first, so I would only re-sign Agba if we can't get him. I would go very hard at Landry.
All right, give me a second.
For a defensive end to replace Agba.
You will never get an argument from me on Landry. All right.
And if Sports Track's correct, I think he's so cheap.
Huh?
Sports Track had him at 17.1 annually.
Yeah, I'm looking at 15.
Yeah, even better.
So you would never hear me have an issue with Landry, man. I'm telling you, I love his game. Much better. I don't care how
Yeah,
much we
I
done
think
fell
he's
in
gonna-
love with Ogba. If we can get Landry, I didn't even really think about him as a better option. So I commend you on that one.
Yeah, I think he's gonna probably be tagged. But if he's not, him and Tomlinson are my 1-2 for who we got to go after.
Well, right now he a free agent, and I'll wait till they tag him because they're gonna have to save some money somehow. In Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that one though. I'm curious about your linebacking core. Is it gonna get better?
I think we'll see what you think. So we have Andrew Van Ginkel and then Hodges. I would go after who shouldn't break the bank. I would go after Alexander and then Ragland.
All right. So what do you have on the weak side of the left inside linebacker?
All right, so hopefully when they said outside, hopefully I got the right one. So we have Ginkel and Hodges on one side, correct?
That's you're right. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. That's your weak side. But what about your interior? Left inside linebacker, because we have Landon Roberts and Van Ginkel who are not under contract. I mean Vince Beagle, whatever.
Yeah. So Alexander would be the first guy I'd sign.
All right, let me see if they're on the PFF.
I think we were talking about him. I think he would only be like 1.5 to 2 million.
What's the name again?
Quan Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. I don't know if he's on here. Yeah, he's not listed yet. They haven't updated his yet. Let me see here. You have him on the Spotrac one?
Let me look. When we went over his old contract, he was getting paid vet minimum last year, I believe. So that's why I was like, he'd give good production and
spelling his name wrong.
Yeah, so last year he's on a $1.1 million contract with a $387,000 signing bonus. I had him slated at 1.5 to sign.
Okay, let me. So are we going to get better?
I think overall my team's going to be better, but you can't put a A+ stud in at every position. So I'm trying to build an all-around team, not just studs at every position.
Now, have you looked at Landon Roberts and those guys' rating?
Yeah, Roberts is decent, but I just feel like he does one thing well, and he has a lot of misreads. And when I was looking at the stats, I saw Quan Alexander and then Reggie Ragland, who I thought were good replacements, might be able to save a little bit on what Roberts is going to look for. Because I think Roberts is going to want to bump, and I'd rather put the money into Landry, and then the other outside strong side linebacker I wanted to put money into and kind of save a little up the middle was trying to get Anthony Barr. So create more pressure, more playmakers, and try to go a little cheaper on the interior to get Barr and Landry.
Now you understand, like Vince Beagle, right?
Yeah.
You understand he's had his best year, like the 5th rated player on our team.
Vince Beagle? He hasn't played in 2 years.
What are you talking about?
Vince Beagle's been injured.
Hold on.
Vince Beagle's been injured. The first year we traded for him from the Saints, he was doing good blitzing, but then he's been hurt since.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me make sure I ain't mixing him up with Zach Zeiler, because I have him on here with a rating, but you're right. He has been. I'm trying to figure out. I'm thinking about Zach Zeiler, but man, I'm trying to remember. I think Vince Beagle was only special teams, but
no, you're just mixing up the years. When we first traded for Beagle in 19, he did look good. He when he played in spots, but last year he only played 5 games in 2020. I think it was like a torn ACL, and then we had him on, I think, the IL list until he came back towards the end of the season.
I'm just talking about 2021.
Yeah, so Beagle's not it. Roberts is like kind of a run stuffer, but I just never been a big Landon Roberts fan.
Oh, let me see something.
And I also think he was kind of a Flores guy, so he might follow Flores.
Who is that?
Roberts. That's probably the guy you like, Landon Roberts.
No, I mean, he's not great either, but he barely has a higher rating than the gentleman that you're talking about. So all that matters is what's the pay? What are we talking about?
So when we looked him up, he was getting vet minimum. So I was thinking Quan would stay around there. So that's why it would be a good bargain with potential.
Okay, what's the vet minimum?
So he was last year, he was making 1.1.
So are you saying he's going to be
give him a little bump?
So he's going to be the starting guy?
Yes.
All right.
Saints at a top D. It was good enough to start for them last year.
Where's my... And I don't know, Quan. That was Quan, correct?
Yep.
Why? Oh, this is back here. It feels so much harder working Excel on a MacBook. Okay, the backup, who was that again?
So the backup because we need a backup interior, right?
Yeah, left interior. You said now we're replacing Vince.
Yeah, so Reggie Ragland.
All right. How did he do? I'm pulling them up. That's the Giants. He got a better rating than the other guy. Let's see something.
Yeah, that competition.
Reggie Ragland, yeah, he grades out better than him. 33rd out of 127. And you think that's going to be league minimum money? 60, 48, 61.
Yeah, I can tell you they didn't have a projected for him, but he was pretty cheap last year on this contract. Yeah, so last year he just finished a 4-year, $5.84 million deal.
Okay. I'm just taking a look at it.
And he's moved around to 3 different teams, so that's why I would assume, even though it's his first contract after his rookie deal, he'll stay around where it was at.
Oh man! All right, R. Ragland. I'm getting this more the same vibe, man. All right, so there we go. Now, what are we talking about? We're looking at let's go cornerbacks. Nick Needham and Coleman. Are we keeping them or are we replacing them?
So we have Howard Jones, Needham 3. So keep it Needham. Sign him long term.
I feel like Needham's going to be between 6 and 8.
Yeah, I had him at 7.
All right, it's fair. Let me plug him in. All right. What do we do about CB4?
So this is the one you're gonna hate. I had Igbo at 4 and Trill as our 5.
All right. So what's Trill's money? All right, we're good with Igbenogamy. We already got him on here anyway.
Yeah, they don't cost any cap because they're already on our team.
Not Trill. He's not on the team. Hold on. Let me see something. Trill.
I'm pretty sure we signed him to a couple of years for cheap last year, right?
Maybe I think we had ran out the assumption that we wouldn't keep him, but let's see.
Yeah, 3-year deal.
Yeah, it's just he doesn't have any guaranteed money. So, all right, let's keep Trill for $825,000. CB3, CB4. Oh man, let's see here. All right, 825. All right, so we got Trill in here. Let's do it. So, where we at now? Nose tackle 2.
Resign Jenkins. I think we said he should be around $1 million
at his age. All right. All right, let's pause for a second. Anybody else on your roster over $1 million?
Yeah, I have one big signing left, and then the rest were draft picks or like
draft picks
that
and
I thought were a good value. That
yeah. So give me
the last
big signing.
Anthony Barr for the we should have had another open linebacker spot. That says 2, but I thought we had a strong side 1 open. But I guess we consider Phillips the 1. So I wanted to sign Anthony Barr too, just because I think we need more pass rush because that really lacked last year outside of Agba.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, we didn't have another DN.
Yeah, because I'm putting Phillips and Landry at the DN and then Barr at the strong side linebacker. That's how I had it.
Okay, so you say you're putting. You mean strong side linebacker 2?
Yeah, because I would play Phillips on the line.
Well, Phillips is going to be on the. I mean, unless they switch him, but he's working out as the SLB 1. Let's just put it as a 2 then. Either way, they can move it around. Okay. And who are you referring to again?
Anthony Barr was the last big signing guy I had. I thought he'd be really good, help us get the pass rush between him, Phillips, and Landry. I think that could really upgrade our pass rush.
How much did you have his projection?
Anthony Barr at $8 million.
Now, did they have him listed on the outside or the line? Because I'm trying to figure out which position.
They had him as an outside linebacker.
All right, listen to me. Linebacker.
And he was coming off of 1 year, 8.6. And I think from what I read, they said 8 to 9 million was his projection.
7.25. Right.
Trevor likes it, my team so far, at least.
Huh?
No, one of the guys in the comment section said solid team.
All right, let's see something here. So, what we gonna do about the punter?
Draft.
What pick? 7th round, last pick?
Yeah, 6th or 7th round.
Which one?
7. Go 7.
All right. 2, 3, 4 picks. All right. Let's fill in some of these draft picks. What else you using a draft pick on?
So we put a QB4. So we use a draft pick on free safety 2.
Okay, free safety 2, and what round?
121.
121. All right, that's not bad at all. All right, what else we got?
Tight end 3 would be Smythe, because it'd be Long, Smythe.
Yeah, I'm just filling them in. I mean, the depth, I'm not worried about. I'm just trying to make the roster.
Yeah.
So what draft pick would be another tight end?
No, tight end should be full. It should be Long, Howard, and then Smythe. Oh, I guess we need a tight end 4. Yeah. So I would use the 200.
Okay, so that's 6 draft picks, and I guess the right inside linebacker we're going to use for, is that 156?
156 should be the last one I think we have left, right?
And I think it might be one more. We got
Oh yeah, we have the third round, so I'd probably do probably 100 for the linebacker.
Okay. And then we have right inside linebacker 3 for 156.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is where we are, and we go into the season maybe with $5 million, depending on how they structure the contracts. Usually they like going in with $10 million every year, so that just in case the season starts, they could do some things. All right, so let me break down what I was thinking during this roster, okay? So first off, I love the value that you got on the O-line. You don't need the best O-line in the NFL. You need a good one. This is an O-line that's going to complement the zone blocking run game and give Tua Tagovailoa some protection as well, with Eric Fisher, Jay Daniels, and Tomlinson as well. I love what you did in that regards. You shocked me with the Landry. I didn't even know that he was going to be available if they don't, tag him or nothing. But the Landry pickup would be a very nice one. I feel like in our 3-4 system, he's a better fit than Ogba because he does a lot more even in the passing game, and he's a definitely a good run stopper as well. I know we like Ogba, but trust me, I love Landry. I just think his game is really made for what we do. Now the running back value at 50, not bad as well, but I don't like our running back room. I feel like it's more of the same and us operating off of hope and us hoping that our O-line makes the difference. So the issue I have with the running backs is this. We went value on the O-line, but when you go value on the O-line, we're going to do better as a team up front, but you can't substitute that with a hopeful running group. I feel like if you went best of the best on the O-line, then our running backs may be okay. But when we get the value in on the O-line, I feel like you can't go value in the run with the running back. I know everybody, well, Duke Johnson, the man barely even played last year. We're getting all crazy about 2 games. Philip Lindsay didn't show up like I would have liked him to. Gaskins, I like his game, but it's not that. I think a lot of people are finding it's not the RB1, overall. So I just feel like maybe we can, like, when you keep, hopefully you continue to tweak it. And maybe we can get better in the running back room. Something to make us feel a little more secured in Mike McDaniel's system. I know everybody want to give Mike McDaniel the credit and say, but he's going to be the difference that changes it and this and that and this. First of all, even those backs over there in San Francisco, they're better than these guys. In my opinion, they're better than these guys. So until you get equal or better value, I can't put it on Mike McDaniels to just make the difference, in my opinion, but we'll see. Wide receiving core, we didn't get any better, in my opinion. All we did is got healthier with Lynn Bowden playing now. And Juju, I gotta be honest with you. In playing their best football and healthy, I would take a Fuller over Juju any day. But again, Fuller wasn't healthy. And Juju, another guy on another year, he's too young to keep getting these 1-year deals. That's the problem with Juju. He's not valued as much as you would like him to be a number one receiver. He's a guy that can make some plays. He reminds you of a upgrade of an Albert Wilson. You see what I'm saying? He's like the equivalence of when you got the best play out of Albert Wilson, he's a little better than that. Juju's a good player. But again, his contracts speak for themselves of his value. He keeps getting these 1-year deals.
He's only had one 1-year deal.
But that's what he's projected to do again.
His rookie contract.
But that's the
problem. He came off his rookie contract and then took a 1-year deal after it. So he's only had one 1-year deal.
But that's the problem. He's projected to get another one. When you get your 1-year deal, you're supposed to get it to go get the 3, 4, 5 year after that to show. So,
but I'm looking for the reason why I'm going after is I'm looking for someone that could be a Deebo Samuel's role, which he could be. And then you say we're not upgrading. If we get the guy out of Arkansas, if you haven't watched it play, watch his tape.
Mm-hmm. But again, all I'm saying is we got a receiving core that we're going off of hope again. That's how I look at it. We're another hope.
I'm looking at it like Juju plays the Deebo role. Waddle's going to take the next
and
step.
Hope that he can feel.
Matt Collins will hopefully be used more because he's a good blocking wide receiver.
And again,
we had a good.
You said
we hope could do.
You said Juju take the Deebo role and hope he can feel the shoes, right? That's all.
If he's 75% of Deebo, which I'm not expecting to be Deebo, I'll be very happy. He fits two. You'd say you take Fuller, but Juju fits Tua's game much better than Will Fuller. If
he's 75% of Deebo, then we need to throw him away. See, in this offense,
and the reason why Juju had injury this year, so I think he's a bargain. 25.
Yeah, I know,
I like the age. But that's why I'm signing. He's coming off an injury, which is probably why he's projected 1 year.
Is he not coming off his second injury? The year before that,
he played at the end of the season, but he was injured most of the season, which is probably why that's why he's probably only rejected for 1 year because he didn't play at all this year. That's probably why he's projected for a 1-year deal because he has to have a proven deal show he's healthy.
But on your 75% of Deebo deals, 75 ain't gonna cut it. You need a Deebo because that San Francisco offense was Deebo. That people need to understand what was happening in San Francisco. That was led by the run game and what Deebo was doing everywhere. You need the Deebo. 75% of Deebo, they wouldn't have made it out of wild card weekend.
No, got you, but he could easily handle the running plays Deebo does. And San Francisco, I don't think, had a Waddle. So San Francisco is missing the Waddle. So I think Deebo's complimenting Waddle.
I see where we could say our receiving core got better, but it's once again a hopeful unit because we'll all be saying
definitely. I'll give you.
We'll all be saying, "Oh, if Parker gets hurt," or "Hey, Waddle got his first injury," or "Hey, Juju gets hurt," and then we're back. See, that's what I'm saying too. Juju gets hurt, same core. Actually may even be still less. Parker gets hurt. You see what I'm saying here? At what point do we actually go get a real number one?
I looked at Robinson. I liked everyone, but I think between Waddle and then if we get the guy out of Arkansas or Dotson at 29, that between them and Waddle will be good 1-2.
And don't get me wrong, I'm with what you're doing here. And this is what I do. Once you create the team, I want to criticize it and have that conversation. Does that make sense? And talk through what I think.
So we're going with a little hope, but I think if we get Dotson or Burks paired with Juju, then Juju becomes our slot 3. Then our top 3 looking good. Then you have Parker at 4, Bowden at 5, and then Mack as the first replacement. I think if someone gets injured, Mack was underused last year. It could be a good replacement for injury. So our 6 wide receiver spot's looking good.
And when we start the season, it would be a good receiving core. And when we start the season, you could argue that it's top 10, maybe 10th or something. You know what I mean? And that's good. But I'm tired of us starting seasons arguing that our receiving core is top 10. And when it's all said and done, we feel like they're 25th. So I like what you did, though. Let me say that. Let's move forward, though. I love that you did address the linebacking core. Now you on the left inside, we got more hopefuls, but it's better hopefuls than what we had. So I do like that. The Barr signing at the end, that would be very interesting if they did that. That would be a shocker to me. To add on top of Landry, that would be a sweet move to make. But I just feel like maybe we would have a little too much, where we could save that money and put it in some other areas, like even one of those linebackers being of even better quality. I like what you did with Nick Needham, kept him around, and then went Trill to save money. I have to be honest with you. When I look at this roster, like I said, I need a 7.5 to get in the playoffs. I would honestly say if everything worked out the right way, as far as, the receiving core holding their own, I still don't like the running core. I'm just telling you, being honest. I would have to give you, bro, on a scale of 1 to 10, 7.5 makes the playoffs. So I would probably give you, this is interesting, with Tua as the quarterback. And I'm trying to give the right grading here. I would have to give you about a 7.9. I like this. This actually could get us in the playoffs if everything goes right. I like this. I like what you did. I really do. You didn't go excessive money on the O-line, but you got great value that will upgrade definitely. I can't get over that piece of it. And we kept Logball, but for what we do, I like to think we upgraded with Landry. I like what you did, bro. I got to give it to you on this. I think I would. Did I say 7.9? Yeah, I would probably go 7.9. Now there's two facets to this. Now that's getting in the playoffs. In the playoffs, this is a team that if they're clicking on all cylinders can win their first playoff game and go home in the second round. But I also like what some people may have not have noticed. Again, we built in a whole bunch of one-year deals. So if Tua doesn't work out, we still got flexibility. If he does work out, we can solidify some of those people even more long-term. But I will say I do like this as far as being a team that can make it in the playoffs. But everything will still have to click. Mm-hmm. Good job, bro.
Thanks, man. And I agree with you. Like, we don't need Barr, but I just want that extra pass rush because I think it helps us with the defense overall. But you could get rid of Barr and either maybe throw a Fournette in there or maybe go for a Chark or a Robinson if you want to upgrade a wide receiver. So you could. But kind of want the extra pass rush. I feel like we haven't had a dominant pass rush in a long time, and I feel like that really shows up a lot of the D. And then the middle linebacker, I went with those two guys just because if you look, Campbell's maybe the only stud linebacker available. It's kind of bare bones, so I'd rather would get guys under 30 upside.
Let me tell you what your roster would depend on, though. Let me tell you the key areas your roster would depend on. The number one area that can hurt your roster, the running back core, in my opinion, at least, because it's too much hope. I don't care if we see a good running back. We don't know what they're going to be in the league. Number two, tight end. Tight end, because that O.J. Howard is a good move if it works out. He just never had a good season when he got a lot of reps. And number three, backup quarterback. If you're going off of a rookie and Tua missed 5-6 games, we miss the playoffs again potentially. That can really those are the three areas. And number four, if I was to add a four, would be the receiving core's health. Because it still doesn't change the point that you got three of your top guys that have a health issue now for history. Juju now is getting in that category. Parker is in that category. And let's not forget, he's young, so you don't want to put him in that category. But based off of how long he's played, Lynn Bowden could be in that path. So the receiving core is another one where it's like, well, we'll see. So that's the areas where you have to hope that all four of those stay intact to hit that mark. But great, man. Great, man. I like this.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for doing this, man.
I'm gonna have to save this one, man. But yeah, I appreciate you coming through. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Scale of 1 to 10. What grade would you give? What grade would you give this one? What would you give Ryan? Scale of 1 to 10. And he left us with $5 million to play with. Really, you may not have that $5 million. I just did that if they were strapped with cash and they needed to restructure some deals on the back end. And I know they don't like to do that. Because we could actually be over by $3 million. But, there's a factor they could play with. And on top of that, they love to keep a little cash going into the season like every team. I noticed that about Chris Greer and them. Every chance they get, they're going to keep at least $8+ million going into the season. To just in case somebody get hurt and they got to make signings and all of that. So I'm not factoring that in, but we could be over by about $5 million right now, but that's nitpicking.
What's it called? Color says it leaves Tua off the hook. I don't know how, because if Tua gets hurt, we're losing to up those draft picks. That's the whole point of the backup quarterback.
He said
drafted.
I don't know if that's what he meant, and he would have to speak for himself, but I can see where someone would say it leaves Tua off the hook. Let me give you an example. You got a wide receiving core that can get hurt, right? If they do get hurt, who is that going to hurt the most? Tua, right?
Yeah, so and with the money, there's definitely similar receivers we get for Juju. I just kind of liked how Juju could be could slide in and be Debo, and I like the age, so the injuries didn't worry me as much because he's not an older player. He's only 25, but there's other receivers same price range, so we could definitely swap out a better receiver.
Yeah, bro.
This year between the draft and free agency, there's so many. I just didn't know who to go with, and I like that Juju can run, so I thought we could use him in
you got it right.
Offense more than some other
guys.
You
got it right. I mean, it don't even necessary to defend it. What he's saying is, people get skeptical. Anybody's going to get skeptical. You could have had great one at that receiver position. It's going to be hard to build a roster. It's going to be hard to build a roster where you don't have any areas where Tua could be off the hook. It's hard because these receivers, injury receivers, if they get hurt, Tua's off the hook. If the running game doesn't pick up like we want to right away, well, the running game never really got fixed yet. They just learning on the first year. Tua's off the hook. Tight end doesn't work out. Well, he ain't got his Gesicki outlet anymore, and OJ didn't work out. Off the hook. You see what I mean? And again, backup quarterback. If Tua does get hurt, You ain't got to win a few games for him. And we went in the 4th round to get a guy, and you don't know what that's going to be. That might be 0-5. Because if he 5-0, then now we're going to be wondering, should he be replacing Tua? So the reality.
And if he's 0-5, he's up in the draft stock to replace Tua in the draft next year.
But do they say? But at that point, do you say again Tua's off the hook though? Because again, it's gonna be hard to build a roster where Tua's off the hook and have a great team that has balance. Now you could get him. You could go for broke and put everything on offense and take him off the hook. I mean, you could go ahead and give Tua 0 excuses, but you're gonna hurt on the defense in certain areas. And you got to build a team holistically. But I like what you did, bro. I'll say that. All right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll listen to everyone else's, and I appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
All right, man. Appreciate you. I'll see you later, man. Yeah, I like his, man. I like what he did. Niners by Nature 88 said, take care of McDaniels. Y'all got a good one. Debo, that like button, y'all. I appreciate it, man. And we will. Drop the link, TD. I did my homework. I'm ready. Triple S podcast. We've been going for 2.5 hours. We're going to do this literally for the next 2.5 weeks, bro. Every other night, I'm going to try to have a stream doing this. That's why I want people to go do their homework. Come prepared like Ryan just did. But Triple S, I got you next, man. Hopefully tomorrow we do this again or Tuesday. And you'll be the first one if you're available at that time. But yeah, man, good stuff, man. I hate that I'm about to, well, I can go back and screenshot it on the video, but I got to delete this. Clear it up for the next person. For whoever's next. So, but no, man, I really like how he did his homework. He did find some value out there. The only issue with all of these, y'all, again, will we secure these players? When we come out with a great team, see, there's so many elements that's going to make this so much harder. Can you even secure the players? Can you even secure the players? What if we built in a 20% factor that you couldn't secure some of them? It gets even harder, but that's the reality for Chris Grier. And then he found value picks like linemen for $10 million that are good zone run blockers that would be awesome. But what if another team offer them 12, 14, and they say, nah, Miami, I'm going over there? It's tough, man. That's why it's going to be interesting. We're going to do this sheet all the way to the 16th. And when the 16th comes, we're going to fill in these spots officially with the signings they make. And then we're going to know what we're going to be looking at in the draft. That's why I don't do no draft coverage right now like everybody keep talking about. Now we're going to look in the combine. We're going to talk through the combine the next week. And we're going to look at the combine, see who blows us away to say maybe this can be addressed in the draft or this and that, you know. Combine tells you where your priorities are. If you see enough players that you can get at a position, like if you go to the combine and 4 running backs blow you away, now you ain't got to say, I'm going to go get that free agent running back. I'm actually going to use 29 to get one of these guys. So it'll be interesting, man. I just hate that we have competition. I know that sounds crazy, but I just hate that we have, the competition that we do. And what do I mean by competition? This is competition. The Chargers, $57 million. They are up there with us. The Jags building fresh. They're going to spend some money. Cincinnati, gosh. $49 million. They went down because they probably been signing some people for all them $1 million, $2 million deals. The Jets. Let me tell y'all something about the Jets. I'm telling y'all better watch out for them for real, for real. They already signed 59. They got 10 more people signed than us. The truth is they really got like 60 million. When you look at the fact that they got 10 players signed more than us, and it is coming against that right here, all of them ain't going to be on the roster, so really you can add at least 10 million to their cap. They got like 55 million. They just signed 10 more people than us, but a lot of them ain't on guaranteed contracts. They ain't going to make the team anyway, so they know they still got that money and they can make some real big signings. Denver, AFC. They got a little money. But that team ain't bad. They just need a quarterback. And they got 39 mil. It's a quarterback and maybe one more piece or something. I don't know. The Colts, AFC, 36 million. And they were right on the edge. They may be looking for a quarterback. I don't know. Now, some of these teams, if they get Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, or something like that, or Watson, they're going to shoot to the top. Let's just be honest. And that's this area right here. That's your teams like the Denver Broncos, the Indianapolis Colts, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They defense already legit. They got a little few things on offense. They just need to bring that quarterback in. Cleveland Browns. That team is ready to go. They already stacked. They only need the quarterback. And they talk about possibly releasing Landry. That means they cap gonna go up. I don't know how much he make. Let me look at it real quick. They talk about releasing Landry. Look at that. This man is gonna be a cap hit. Landry is gonna be a cap hit. Let me come on over here. Of 16.3 million. Come on, man. Look at. I want y'all to think about this. They like the Browns are already loaded. They are already set, right? They got a team that's ready to compete now, right? But watch this. You take Baker, who they gonna try to ship away, and you take Landry. That's 35 million right there. But let me go back and show y'all what y'all need to be worried about with the Browns. If they get that 35 million and add the 28 that they got available, that's $64 million in free agency with a team that's ready to go, who could then go get an elite quarterback, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. They can go get a $35 million quarterback and still have the 28 million left, 29 million. Imagine going to get one of them elite quarterbacks and you go get, see, a team like that, when you get an elite quarterback, they may go get the Juju for 8 million. They may go get this for 10 million. Man, the Cleveland Browns is who y'all need to worry about. If they land a quarterback, that team is already ready. They got the running back. They got the running game. They got the defense. That's the team you should be looking at. Everybody else, a little scrounging for money. Raiders, that ain't enough money to me to make a difference, but they'll be up there trying to fight to get in the playoffs. I ain't really worried about everybody else. Everybody down there. But I want you to think about the AFC. Raiders are going to be contending anyway. They don't have much money to get that much better, but they were in. They were there. But then you got Cleveland Browns. That's the one you people need to worry about. They can make a massive leap if they land a quarterback and still have money left over with a team that's already built. Pittsburgh, same thing. Same thing. Matter of fact, I gotta just see Pittsburgh. Any contracts coming off? No. Ooh, that TJ Watt. TJ Watt is finna hit them like a hammer. TJ Watt is a $31 million cap hit this year. Man, Watt is getting quarterback money out here. Watt out here getting quarterback money, man. But again, they got to get a quarterback. They got to get a quarterback. Man, oh man. So Pittsburgh, they got to get a quarterback to make a difference. But they got $29 million. Let me tell y'all who Pittsburgh could get that would make their team better. Not better, but it could keep them moving forward. They might be in the Jimmy G sweepstakes. They could possibly, the salaries would make sense. They could be in the Jimmy G sweepstakes. I don't know if it puts them over the top, but it gives them a chance, maybe. But then you got the Colts with $36 million, $37 million actually. Oh, Wentz is still under contract. I didn't know that. Dead cap $15 million. He could be on the move. He could be on the move. If they trade him, $28 million. I think he might play one more year with them, though. So they'll have a decent quarterback that can win games, and they'll have a little bit of money to help their team get a little better. If I was them, I would just keep him one more year. But that team could get a lot better if you moved on from him. If you could trade him and go get a guy like Watson or something like that, same division. Oh, they ain't going to trade him to the same division, though. So a Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, you could afford it if you were able to trade Carson Wentz, and one of those teams would take Carson Wentz. I just don't think either of those teams will take Carson Wentz. Now, Green Bay may take him because they may only have to deal with one more year of a contract. Green Bay would probably do something like that. They'll take the little $30 million cap hit and save money because Aaron Rodgers is going to be way up there. And Wentz is dead money. This is the last year. They could move on from Wentz after that if they want. So I could see Green Bay making that type of trade. Aaron Rodgers goes there. They put all that money under Aaron Rodgers with the same team with a good running game too. They got Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Rodgers. I could see them doing that, but they couldn't do anything else. But they can add Aaron Rodgers, and they would definitely be a playoff team. Top running game with Aaron Rodgers, they would be a playoff team. But that's all they'd be able to do. They wouldn't be able to really make any other moves, but they'd be a playoff team. And lastly, man, these Denver Broncos, because everybody else going to keep their quarterback, I believe. These Denver Broncos, they definitely need a quarterback. They ain't got no quarterback under contract making money. Look at this. The highest paid quarterback, Drew Lock, is going to be a $2.2 million. They really looking to get a quarterback. But if they do get a quarterback, one of those three, they're a playoff team. This is why I say to people all as Dolphins, some of these other teams are going to get better too. But my biggest threat is all the way up here at the top. Cincinnati is going to be a perennial threat because they got the money to continue to be a threat for several years. Jets got buku money and they're getting better. But the Chargers, all that money the Chargers got, with Bosa and Keenan Allen getting paid, they got plenty of money. And they already got their quarterback. They already got their right tackle. They already got their center and another right tackle. They got 2 right tackles making good money. Well, they shift them. And the left tackle, which is young. They already got their O-line. They're going to put a lot of money on that defense, y'all. Because I really feel like Los Angeles don't need to do nothing with their offense. Leave the offense alone. Go get a good defense. And I'm telling you, in $57 million, $57 million, the Chargers are the team you better worry about. The Chargers are the team you got to worry about. I will leave their offense 100% alone. Just leave it alone. One piece or something. I don't know. But leave the offense alone. But if you spend $57 million on defense, I'm telling y'all now, man, trouble. And don't let them use a draft pick and say, hey, give me an Xavier Howard. Don't let them go get Landry. Don't let them end up with Emmanuel Ogbah, Melvin Ingram, or any of those guys. Or maybe even both. They might get Ogbah and Landry. Oh, my gosh. And a corner. I'm telling y'all, that's the team you got to worry about. Because some could argue they're as good as us now with the quarterback, with the O-line. They just got to get better on defense. And I'm telling y'all now, we might take a step backwards on defense this year. And they're a younger team. Look at the average age, 25.6. It's crazy. And the Jags going to have a lot of money in the future because they got 56 and they still eating 18 million in dead cap. I wonder who eating the most dead cap. Pittsburgh, 22 million. Nope. Philly, another 22 million. Houston, 35. Watson. Because they probably don't project him on the roster next year. Who's that? Falcons, 20 million. Hey, and I got to look at the Atlanta Falcons. I need to see Matt Ryan's contract because they could be moving on from him. Oh my Jesus, this man is a $48.6 million cap hit. Oh my gosh. In his $40 million dead cap. Oh my gosh, they are just stuck. And they had a restructure. They are just screwed. Matt Ryan is killing Atlanta. He definitely got another year. Let me look at this. Maybe I'm tripping. This is the last year he gonna kill him. $40 million. Ain't nobody trading for that, man. A cap hit of 48. Ain't nobody trading for that. But you gonna cut the man and save $8 million? You gonna cut him and save $8 million? He good enough to play one more season. This is the team you want to purge from. Because this is the year they should be like, all right, Matt, we're gonna tank. And I think your career is coming to an end anyway. How old is he now? 14 years. He's only 30. He'll be 37. I guess, he got more years, but he either going to start going into that backup role or he's done. How did this happen? Look, I see how it happened. Look at this. He got a 5-year, $150 million, right? Which is $30 million a year. But they backloaded it, idiots. They look at the front load, the cap hits. Instead of 30 million, 17. Instead of 30, 16. Instead of 30, 18. Instead of 30, 26. They were trying to do something in this time. It didn't work. And they back ended it as a consequence. Terrible. Terrible, man. So I would be looking to purge their roster because they know they want to tank. And next year, he's still going to be a $15 million dead cap if they cut him with a 43 annual, which they not going to keep. Next year, in 2023, Matt Ryan will not be a Falcon. And if he is, it'll be his retirement party because they're rebuilding and they just don't care. So this year and next year, the Atlanta Falcons probably will not be good. And if I were them, I'll be stockpiling draft picks for 2024 to start my process of a rebuild. I would start my process early, keep Matt Ryan, and just put a whole bunch of grocery store workers around him. That's sad. But hey, this is what happens with these quarterbacks. But this shows you though, y'all, you can adjust salaries, man. This man was an average of 30 million a year, but from a cap hit standpoint, he never cost them 30 in 4 years in a row. Never cost them 30. Never. 57, 67, 68, 69, 70. Almost 80 million in those 4 years. Look, in those 4 years, he averaged 20 million of a cap hit. This is why I tell y'all, don't tell me you can't afford one of those guys. Now, you may pay for it later down the road at some point, but don't say you can't afford them. Don't say you can't afford an elite quarterback's money. And he ain't elite no more, but I'm talking about the money. All those lies that you can't afford it. Who wants to pay all that money? You could structure a deal easy. Easily. It's just how you structure it. And they went for a Super Bowl. So they restructured and never could even come close at that point. This is just bad, man. But yeah, Atlanta, man, they got a lot to figure out. And lastly, I want to look at one last team. I want to look at these Saints because I saw that they look at this. Oh my Jesus. How does teams get in this situation? Packers, all this negative money. Saints, all that negative money. Look at the situation these teams are in. Cowboys, negative. They got to clear some space this year, move on from some people. Minnesota, Rams. But the Rams ain't an issue. All they got to do is restructure a few people because they still got 60 people signed. Most of that team is signed. They just may take one or two players and restructure and turn it into bonus and extend it out. They'll be fine. But the Saints, how do you navigate through this mess? This is a straight mess. The Saints. You got all these contracts. Ugh. Look at that. Armstead. Dead cap. Cap hit 13 million. This man getting a restructure bonus, but still gonna be a free agent. See, they'll be paying Armstead even though he's a free agent. They books are just bad. There go another one. Quarterback, Jameis Winston. He a free agent, but they still got to pay him $3 million. There go another one, Taquan Smith. They got to pay him $1 million, and he'll be a free agent. Won't even be, as of now, won't even be on the roster. These teams just bad off, man. General managers were going for broke for this all was because of Drew Brees. They were going for broke when he was here. It's just like the Matt Ryan situation, but now they're on the back end of it where Drew Brees is gone. Now they got to eat those 2 years of that money that they pushed out. Just like Matt Ryan, if Matt Ryan was gone tomorrow, they'd be dealing with the same crap as the Saints because they still got to put a whole team together. Saints just freed up $26 million today or yesterday. They restructured Thomas and Rance. I know, but the problem is $26 million freeing up. You just restructure some of your biggest deals. Now, who you gonna restructure? You can restructure a few more, but how is that gonna work? But you do understand when you talk about a restructure, they ain't doing nothing but kicking the can even further down the road. That's all they doing. They kicking the can even further down the road. You save money for this year and putting it on future years even more. That's all they doing. It ain't a pay cut restructure because if they had guaranteed money, they wouldn't have even agreed to it. That's all it is. Look at Aaron Rodgers. What he finna make? 46, almost 47 million this year. And then Zadarius Smith is going to make 20, almost 28. Preston Smith, almost 20. Let's see where this money going. They linebackers. So they pay that much to their linebackers. Boy, Jair Alexander, they're giving a corner some good money. Anyway, man, listen, man, I'm finna get out of here. We're going on 3 hours. How much can we save by putting Tua on a plane back home, Lord? Not much at all. He had a fully guaranteed contract. So not much at all. TD, do you think that was part of the reason Sean Payton left because of their cap issue? Absolutely. Why he want to stick around for that? Why he want to deal with that mess? Absolutely. You know he can't win. He's not going to have the roster he used to. He can't do nothing. He ain't even got an elite quarterback. I don't have an elite quarterback. I won't have the roster I used to. I won't have the money to do much of anything. My roster can't get better, really. I just have to figure out a way to save money with the players we have now. Some of these good guys going to have to go. Now I got to bring in new, fresh blood to try to develop them and hope that they could be as good just to lose because we don't have a Super Bowl team anyway. Plus, again, did you not hear me? I say we ain't got a quarterback. Ain't nothing they could do. The Saints are done. The Saints are done. We're going to have to sit it out for about 2 years. Let me see how much relief they get. Give me a second. Let me go to 2023. Let's go. 2023. Oh, let me update. I was finna say it can't be the same. I was finna cry for them. All right, let's go. Where my Saints at? See, they'll have 18 million next year. If that, because again, they got to get rid of people and then try to re-sign some people for future money. And that's going to probably be less even next year. And the Cowboys screwed. They even have a little bit. And this is all because of the contracts you ain't signed this year yet. So we'll see, man. Listen, I'm finna get out of here, man. It's been a long night. We're going to keep on doing these. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. This TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I'll be giving y'all some itty-bitty combine coverage. I ain't really all into this and that. Y'all know how I feel about the draft, evaluation, and combine. Like I always tell y'all, we always talk about the draft and who we should get. And we have like a 99.9% fail rate on picking who we gonna get. I know y'all like going through the process anyway, and we will. But I don't go crazy about it because honestly, I value my time. And for us to be 99.9% wrong every year on who we gonna pick, I wouldn't be valuing my time. I'm gonna do streams about it, but I ain't gonna be every day. We should get that. We should get that. Y'all know this every year. At this point, we got to learn our lesson. Who knew we were gonna pick Waddle? Who knew we were getting Jalen Phillips? Who knew we was getting Javon Holland? You may have liked all these people and would have got them, but who knew that was going to be the pick? Who knew we was getting Eichenberg? Not a soul. Hunter Long? Nobody. Larnell Coleman, Jared Dokes? Not a soul. You may have liked them. They were on your big board as an option. But again, 99.9% fail rate on who we going to pick. And the only one that's usually a high rate is always your first pick. Because you ain't got many options up there. You already know where you fall and who's available and who you might get. That might be the only one that you got a good probability of picking them. But we'll have the conversations. I'm just not going to bore y'all and go crazy every night about a different one. Okay? So, but I'm waiting on March 16th, that free agency, or March 14th, the tampering period, where you're allowed to start offering deals in principle. I'm waiting for that. That's when I get excited. Combine is just for a personal look at it. But that March 14th, I'm waiting for that. That's going to be real exciting. And that's going to be an exciting week. March 14th will be an exciting week. Anyway, like I said before, I'm finna get up out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for always tuning in, showing love, showing support. Thank you to all those who donated to the channel. It's not about the money. It's the fact that you value me. And that's greatly appreciated. There's nothing better in this world than being valued. So for all those who donate, I appreciate you. Again, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that you valued me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, all those who hit the like button, same thing, man. The fact that you value me enough to do that for this channel. Love y'all. I will see y'all later. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I am out.